Good evening and welcome to our Testimony Tuesday for Tuesday, May 31st. 5 months of 2016 are already gone. Can't believe that. My name is Vicki Drobness, and I'm a Ruby Ambassador and Diamond in Qualification with Plexus Worldwide. And we are thrilled to have you join us tonight. We've been doing these kind of recording them and then putting the link up just beforehand. But I still love, live TV. Hey, there's always fun to do that. So I love that we're doing this one live. And we'll be at convention in a couple of weeks, so we're talking about what can we do from convention that will be live too. That'll be fun. So we're going to go ahead and get started, because what we're talking about tonight is we're going to go through with one of my team members about how to give yourself a pep talk. And this is amazing stuff that Lori Harrison had shared a while back on a Zoom that she had done, and shared the materials with us, and so I'm going to share them with you. But before that, I need to share my screen with you first, and then let's go ahead and go through our disclosure, and I've put together a nice little PowerPoint to make it easier to follow for everyone. All right, so let's see. Does everybody see Testimony Tuesday there? All right. Okay. Go through our disclosure first. This presentation is brought to you by independent Plexus ambassadors and is not sponsored by Plexus Worldwide. The independent Plexus ambassadors and Plexus Worldwide do not claim to cure, treat, or prevent any disease and take no responsibility for the personal actions taken by any viewer. Plexus makes no guarantees on income, as such representations may be misleading. Your success depends on your effort, commitment, skill, and leadership abilities, and how effectively you exercise those qualities. Please see the Plexus annual income disclosure statement for more information. All inspirational testimonies and tips should not be considered medical or financial advice and are not representative of Plexus Worldwide. They are tips, inspiration, and motivation based solely on the personal results or opinions of the participants. So as I'm going through this, and as Tammy and I are walking through this, I want you to think of who do you know. I always ask this because as you're going through and you're watching what we're doing, somebody's name's going to pop in your head. Write that name down, that you want to share this video whenever we get the recording up, that you want to share this with them. As it could be somebody on your team, it could be somebody that you want to be in your Plexus business, and maybe they are not sure about how to do that. Share this with them. This is going to be amazing. All right. The information that I'm going to share with you comes from Leslie Zann. And Leslie Zann is a motivational speaker and has a lot of experience in network marketing, and she does different trainings. And I know that she's done some specific ones for a lot of our Plexus Jewels, and one of them was one that Lori Harrison had attended, and she went through and did this particular portion, and then Lori shared it with her team. So as you can see, maybe down at the bottom of the screen, I've got the link to where this material is, and I've used a great deal of it. So thank you, Leslie. If you happen to end up seeing this, thank you very much for putting all this all together. I want to give you credit for it because it is not my work, but it's such great information that everybody's going to be able to benefit from this. And I will also put this link in the YouTube description so that you can just click on it and go right to it, because you won't be able to click on it through my PowerPoint here. This quote says a lot about what we do in Plexus or any type of network marketing company. Being fearless is having a lot of fears, but you jump anyway. And that's words of wisdom for Taylor Swift. And for a young woman, she's done a tremendous amount of with her life, and has had to overcome a lot of fears and worries about how people are going to see her. And that's what we need to overcome ourselves. So I love that quote from her. So one of the things that Leslie talks about in this package of information that she had is that a leader in another direct selling marketing company, and she doesn't say which one, sent her team out a questionnaire asking them to identify the fears that they felt were holding them back. And so Leslie put together the top 10 fears, and with the understanding that this is just one team's representation, but once you see these lists, you may end up raising your hand and say, yep, that's me, yep, that's me, yep, that's me. So this is where the top 10 fears of network marketers. So they have a fear of being pushy, feeling like somebody feels like they're being pushy to try and get somebody to either take a look at the products or the business. Fear of being rejected. And by the way, if y'all feel these things, please feel free to raise your hands because that's helpful for me to know too. And I have felt both of these. I would say I have felt both of these today. So we're doing a new challenge with Charlotte's team, and that was one of those things that I had to kind of overcome a little. I had to give myself the little pep talk today. Feel of being judged. Feel like somebody's going to judge you based on what you are doing. Fear of being a leader. That may be, being out in front. That may be scary to you. Fear of being a failure, because that ties into the fear of being successful and the fear of being a failure. Fear of being incompetent. Fear of being unsuccessful. Kind of ties in with being a failure, but a failure, when you say you're a failure, that's more of like a personal judgment, and saying you're unsuccessful, maybe feel like you won't be successful if you try this one new thing. Being compared to other leaders, and we have talked before, Krista mentioned this in one of our last Zooms about the comparison is the thief of joy. Don't compare yourself, but you may worry that somebody else is comparing you to somebody else. Fear of being a disappointment to your family. Maybe you tell them that, hey, I'm going to reach this goal by this date, and you don't reach it. And so you may be feeling like you're being a disappointment to your family. By the way, if that happens, just go ahead and change the date. Don't change the goal, change the date. Or feel like you're being unequal to the task. Like maybe this is just, you've bitten off more than you can chew, and you're not sure if you can do this. So, excuse me. Can I get an amen from everybody? Have you felt at least one of these on here? How many of you have felt at least 5? Anybody felt 10? Yeah. Yeah, we've all felt this at some point. So this is why this material is so important to us. So what's at the root cause of all of these? Fear. Okay? It's a fear of something. And fear is false evidence appearing real. Because that's something, fear is all in our mind. It's not something that, it's something that our ego creates, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, we all know that we should not step into traffic in front of a car. Yes, that's fear, that's a healthy thing. But when we imagine all these crazy things that could possibly happen, it gets in our way, and we don't want that. This is one of my favorite quotes from Marianne Williamson. And let's see, I'm going to move this over to make sure everybody can see this. Back up. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? And so Marianne Williamson, wonderful author. All right, so this is the information that Leslie shares. And this is called The Greatest Pep Talk Ever. And she got it from, just like most of us, you hear something that somebody else shares and you want to share it with other people, kind of like Plexus. But this comes from a 2015 Oprah Magazine article that she found. And it's phenomenal. All right, so step 1 is to confront your fears. You can't confront them unless you know what they are. So you start out with saying, if I were truly brave, I would, and name the one thing that you would do. And if you're taking notes, don't feel like you've got to scribble them down. I'll have all this information and a link to where you can download it. But if it's something that, catches your eye or your attention, then yeah, by all means, go ahead and write it down. I'm a big note taker. But think about what's the one thing you would really want to do. But I've been telling myself I can't because, and then list all the reasons why you've put off getting started. Really, though, the worst thing that could happen is blank. How bad could it be? Really, what's the worst thing that could happen? My bravest friend, blank, whoever that person is, will say blank. So what sage advice would he or she give? And continuing on. But I'm afraid other people like blank, who are the negative people in your life, will say blank. What's the worst thing that they could come up with? And if that happens, I'll respond by blank, because you'll feel more confident if you have a plan. You have some idea of how you would respond to that. Step 2, call for reinforcements. And this is where your power partner, your upline, someone that you trust comes in handy. Asking for help doesn't make me look weak. When things get hard, I'll call blank. Who is your greatest supporter for backup? Because, and how will this person help you reach your goal? So is this person going to, what are they going to say that's going to encourage you? What are they going to tell you about yourself that maybe you're not seeing right now? And I'll call who else? Think somebody else, so that you have have more than one person who is helping you. Because blank, how will this person help you reach your goal? What would they say to you? And having people on my team will make me feel blank. Stronger, more confident, safer. As you're growing your team, how does that make you feel? So that you feel like you're not all alone out there doing this business. And step 3, dare yourself to get started. If I want to begin blank, state your goal again, right this minute, I can blank. So what's your first move? What's the first thing that you're going to do? Then over the next few months, I can blank, blank, and blank, set some mini goals. Okay, so whatever that is for you, if that's contacting a certain number of people, if it's scheduling an event, whatever it is that you think is going to help you reach your goals. And as soon as this finishes flipping around, even if blank happens, okay, can you predict some potential pitfalls? Because there will be some. I'm not going to lie and say that the minute you do this, this is going to just go all nice and rosy. It's not. That's just life. We like to think that we get to a certain point and we think, okay, I'm done. No, it doesn't happen that way. So even if blank happens, name your pitfalls, I won't get upset, because, and be your own cheerleader. Say what you're going to do. What are you going to do? Pick yourself back up. What is it going to take to get you back on the road again? And so it is. So that's all that it takes to do this. So this is really, it's easy, but yet it's not as easy, because you've got to do some confronting of some fears. That fears need to come out and be open, because the more you confront them, then that's whenever you start realizing that they are false. Okay, so we're going to walk through a pep talk together. So let me stop. Let's see. Let me unmute Tammy here. All right, Tammy, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, and we can hear you. Okay, so we're going to walk through a pep talk together. So let me introduce you to my team member and good friend, Tammy Thomason. And Tammy is out in Idaho. I have that right?
Yes.
Okay. I all of a sudden just had this thing of, wait a minute, maybe it's not Idaho. She's on our team, and she's under Krista's team, and she was at convention with us last year. And you going again this year?
Yes.
Awesome. Wonderful.
Yes, I am.
that is a wonderful investment in yourself, and we're going to have a great time. Vegas is never going to be the same. So let's go ahead and get started with this. And I gave Tammy this ahead of time, so please understand, Tammy is not being put on the spot. We're not going to make her come up with this stuff right up front, because this could take a little time to go through and dig. So I gave her this information earlier this afternoon. And she volunteered, and I'm just so proud of her for taking this step forward to doing this.
But then I thought afterwards, why am I doing this?
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. There are times whenever I do that too. Why am I doing Testimonial Tuesday? No, it's just what you do. We all have those fears. That's okay. All right. So step 1, confront your fears. So we're just going to go through this again. So if I were truly brave, I would, what, Tammy?
I want to be debt-free. Mm-hmm. I want to be emerald and then diamond, so that I can quit working for Amalgamated Sugar. And then I can have our barn completely restored. Oh,
awesome. Those are some awesome whys in there. Love that you've tied not only this step with it, but you've tied in your whys as well, because that's crucial. Okay. But I've been telling myself that I can't, because
Because I'm afraid of rejection and of failure and afraid of not saying the right thing.
Okay. All right. So afraid of rejection, failure, and not saying the right thing. All right. Can anybody else relate to Tammy? Okay. All right, Tammy, I don't know if you can see people nodding or not, but people are nodding along with you, so you're not the only one who's feeling this way. Sometimes that's just really key for us to know that we're not alone in this. Okay. So really, though, the worst thing that could happen is
that they could tell me no, or they're not interested right now.
Okay. So the worst thing they could say is no or not right now. Okay. All right. My bravest friend. Who's your bravest friend?
Well, I didn't really put one down, but I know what they would say if I did figure out. They would tell me that I can do this and to not quit.
Okay.
But there's several who would tell me that, so I didn't list one.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So you've got several supporters there who would tell you that, yes, you can do this and to not quit and not let these fears get to you. Okay, good. All right, continuing on. But I'm afraid other people like, and if you don't want to name a name, that's okay.
Well, I have partly family members and some friends.
Okay.
Who they would say that you will fail at this because you think you're better than the rest of us and you don't know anything.
Oh, okay. So kind of a fear of that they would think that you are trying to be better than they are by trying to improve yourself.
Yes.
All right, and then they want to pull you back down so that you don't stand out.
Yes.
Because they don't want to go stand out. They don't want these same things, and that's okay. Yeah. That's their life. Okay, if that happens, I'll respond by.
I would say with God's help and guidance, and with the help of my team, and through hard work, I can and I will do this.
Awesome. I love that. Yes, because this is something that you can do, and it's you have a lot of people believing in you, and if somebody chooses not to, well, then that's their issue. All right, so calling in for reinforcement. Step 2. Asking for help doesn't make me look weak. When things get hard, I
will call my daughter.
Okay.
Because I feel like she's my biggest supporter right now.
Good.
She will encourage me and tell me not to quit and that I can do this.
Mm-hmm. Good. That's good. Does she live with you, or is she?
No, she just got married in October.
Oh, okay.
And so she's one of my ambassadors under me. But she's not working her business right now. Mm-hmm. But I feel like she's my best supporter, my biggest supporter as far as that goes.
That's good. That's so awesome to have your daughter being your biggest supporter in that. That's wonderful. All right. And I'll call. So who else would you call?
And then I would call Krista.
Because what would Krista say?
She would also encourage me, and she would give me ideas on how to push forward through the fear.
Okay. All right.
And to help build my business that way.
Good, because Krista's an awesome leader.
Yes, she is.
So, having people on your team makes you feel?
It makes me feel stronger and a lot more confident. Mm-hmm. And it makes me feel more like a leader.
Yes, because you are a wonderful leader. All right, so step 3, dare to get yourself started. So if I want to begin, what's your goal again? So restate your goal.
I want to be debt-free, to go emerald and then diamond, and then to be able to quit working for Amalgamated Sugar and to be able to completely restore our barn.
Okay, so if you want to begin all of those right this minute, what's your first move?
My first move, I put down that my first move was to make a new list of people I haven't already talked to. Also, I can do personal growth reading and doing my affirmations every day.
Those are awesome steps. Oh, those are 3 crucial steps. 3 crucial steps. Hope y'all took notes on that one. Okay. All right, so then over the next few months, what are some little mini goals that you can do?
I can start talking to people and building relationships, working towards getting more people on my team, and getting to silver in June.
Yes. Because silver is the first step. So that is really crucial to being able to do that. And I'd certainly see diamond in your future. I can tell this because you're doing the hard work. And it is hard. It's the personal development stuff is hard to do because you're having to overcome years of programming. Okay, so even if blank happens, what's a pitfall that you would possibly come in contact with?
I put not getting to silver in June.
Okay, so not getting to silver in June. I won't
getting
get
a lot of no's.
Okay, or getting a lot of no's. Okay, I won't get upset because
says, if I don't quit, I will get there. I will see my dreams come true.
That's right. Yes, the only way you're a failure is if you quit, because if you quit, then you don't have the chance to be able to go forward. So yes, awesome. Yeah, and so it is. So it is kind of like saying, amen. Yep, that's it. So you've given yourself this pep talk in here. So awesome. Everybody give Tammy a round of applause. That was awesome. Thank you. Now, does that help you feel a little more confident?
Yes. It was scary to do this because I knew I was going to have to talk. So it was really scary to do this, but I almost didn't stop reading at chapters 1 and 2 because there was so much information in there, and it was so encouraging, and that's what I needed. Yeah, it's wonderful stuff, and this is something that the information that with the link that I sent Tammy is what's called a white paper. So by giving your email address to Leslie so that she can send you other materials, and again, you can always opt out, but she will send you this information for free. And it's wonderful, wonderful information. And like Tammy said, it was really difficult for me to even just kind of pick and choose what to cover. But I want to go through at least the pep talk on that. So thank you, Tammy. I appreciate that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and mute you, and we're going to finish up here. All right. So what I want to leave you with are a few quotes that I found that Leslie has put in the presentation material that I've shared with you tonight. And this is just by all means, this is a snippet of it. This is not all of the information that's there. But Ralph Waldo Emerson, former English teacher, love Ralph Waldo Emerson. What lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. We are so strong. We have no idea how strong we are. But each time that we face something that is a task that we didn't think we could do, we get stronger. And that's the beautiful thing. We can grow, and we will continue to grow as long as you keep facing those fears and facing those tasks. Rejection doesn't mean you aren't good enough. It means the other person failed to notice what you have to offer. So if someone does say no, if someone does say not now, or if someone says leave me alone, then just understand that doesn't have anything to do with your self-worth. None whatsoever. It's because they failed to notice what you have to offer. And people with Plexus, we have so much to offer. If you knew how many people go to bed at night worrying about how they're going to make their mortgage payment or their rent payment, or how they're going to buy groceries, or how they're going to buy clothes for their kids, and who an extra $250 to $500 a month would just be tremendous to them. I almost think that more people need the business more so than they need the products, and we know everybody on the planet could use at least one of our products. Everybody could. So don't ever be proud of being in this business, and be proud of being a Plexus ambassador, because there's nothing like it in the world. 20 years from now, you'll be more disappointed by the things you didn't do than by the things that you did do. So throw off those bow lines. Sail away from safe harbor and catch the trade winds in your sails. Explore, dream, and discover. So Mark Twain, don't know how much y'all know about Mark Twain, but he was one that he didn't let what other people said about him stop him from being a classic author and writing some amazing literature that we still study to this day. So you get more disappointed by what you don't do. That's if you've ever heard of 10 Regrets of the Dying. It has nothing to do with how much longer they spent, at work or anything. It's the things that they didn't do, or the times that they didn't make a difference in someone's life. And we have the power with Plexus to be able to make a difference in people's lives. So I will open it up for any
questions and answers. If anybody has anything, you can unmute yourself and go ahead and share what's on your heart. We've got a few more minutes. We haven't had our little pop-up thing saying that we have 10 minutes left, so we've got at least 10 minutes. No questions? Oh, good. Tammy, we did a great job. They have no questions. Hey, awesome. All right. So I will share this, and whenever I post the video, I will share the link so that you can go get this for yourself. And it just comes as a PDF, and I just printed it out. Oh, there's our 10-minute pop-up thing. Okay. So that you can go in and find your own. And part of it also comes, let me find it here because I went ahead and printed all of mine out, is the exercises. And it has that where you can go through and fill them out. And so that's what I shared with Tammy today, so that you can go through and fill these out. She sees that hers there. And you can do this for each of your fears. And I encourage you to do that for each of your fears. Don't feel like you've got to do just address one and then that's it. And keep this so that if something else comes up, because as you grow, I think Charlotte mentioned something about this in one of her videos, is the larger the level, the larger the devil. So it is something that you will find, you'll start digging deeper and deeper so that you will find that there's something else that needs to be addressed. And that's okay, because it's something that's been holding you back, and you don't need to hold yourself back. It's all up here. There's nothing out there that's holding you back. It's all up here. So I want to thank you all for being here tonight. Lynn, do you have a question? Hold on, let me unmute you. There you go.
Yeah, I was thinking about another form of rejection as being just silence.
Yes.
I don't know if you could comment, if anyone could comment on that. What happens when you do a massive amount of outreach and you get silence? Is that pretty normal?
Oh, yes, that is pretty normal. We refer to it sometimes as being in witness protection. And that all of a sudden, people seem to be interested, and then all of a sudden nothing. And usually what that has to do with is not anything against you. It's either something that either they don't feel like, that they may not want to hurt your feelings by saying no. Because, we don't like hearing no. I mean, ask any toddler. They don't like hearing the word no. But it could also be that this is something that is just not for them right now. They still want to know more about it, so they don't want to close off the conversation just yet. And a lot of us haven't been taught how to respond to something like that. We'll just ignore it. It's like walking through the mall and, somebody, one of the salespeople, comes up, hey, we're having this 10% off sale, would you like to come in? And most of the time we'll say, no, thank you. But think about how many times that you've seen people just keep on walking and just ignore them. Just, I'm diverting my eyes. I don't want to see this. And we kind of have to be like those mall owners or store owners, is to not take it personally, and just understanding that people are going to browse, people are going to see. And there are so many people that have not heard of Plexus. I think the last number that I saw, somebody posted recently, is that we have about 400,000 ambassadors. And so if you figure about 400,000 ambassadors, so let's say that we have an equal number of customers. Say that each one of those ambassadors has a customer, and we know there's more than that. So you're talking about 800,000 people that have heard about Plexus or have tried it. And how many billions of people do we have living in the United States, and not including Australia and Canada and New Zealand? So there are plenty of people that have yet to hear about this. I live in just outside Nashville, Tennessee, and I live about 45 minutes away from Jared and Kristen Abart, Sonia Dudley, Amber Miller, Shalom Brand. Who else? I'm drawing a blank. Oh, Jennifer Leith. Well, I know we've got Donna Lee Robinson and Laura Robinson. So that's 10 jewels roughly, right within a 45-minute radius of me. And I talk to people every day who have yet to hear of Plexus. Mm-hmm. So it is not. We're not Tupperware yet to where everybody's heard of Tupperware, but we are we're still breaking free of, so people are getting to know us better. And with our comp plan, as compared to some of the other ones that I've seen out there, and not trying to diss another company, but our comp plan is amazing. And once people realize that this is not your mama's network marketing company, it's amazing. They would be just thrilled to go ahead and join. Mm-hmm. So Lynn, the short answer to that is just keep on offering. Just keep on offering. It's like offering a cup of coffee. You know, the server does not get upset if you say no or if you ignore them. They just keep on offering you the coffee and just keep on going with that. And that you don't know that you may be being diverted from people who would not be beneficial for your business. There have been times whenever I've been thankful that some people did not work out to be on my business, and nothing against those people, but I could just see we were not a good fit. Maybe some other ambassador will be a better fit with them, because these people still need our products. So,
yeah, you do.
Did that help?
Yes, thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. All right. Any other questions? We've got about 4 minutes. All right. Well, cool. Well, thank you all for being here tonight, and especially thank you, Tammy. You did awesome. You did such a great job, and to step out of your comfort zone that way, you've just expanded your comfort zone. I don't even like saying step out anymore. You've expanded it, because now you won't go back. You've expanded. That's when expansion is a good thing. And so thank you for doing that. I've watched you grow with this. I cannot wait to give you a hug in Vegas. It's going to be so exciting. We're going to have so much fun. So thank you all for being here tonight, and I will upload the video sometime this afternoon, or excuse me, sometime this evening or tomorrow, so that you can share this with your team as well, because this is valuable information that will help both you and them. So thank you for being with us tonight, and go Plexus. Good night.